All right, we're live. Regular season complete. Regular season's complete. I'll give a second for people to join us if we already got one. Say what's up in the chat if you're here so I know who's watching. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the holidays. It's fantasy playoffs. What up, Dan? Thought Dan was going to fuck around and win that division last night. That would have been something. Would have been something else, huh? All right, gonna have a fun live today. Gonna do our year in review, like Spotify does. Their bullshit. We'll do our fantasy version that I put together. It's always fun. Just some fun facts for the league. We'll do some divisional review. New draw for new divisions. I'm gonna write them up here. We'll do it live. I haven't done nothing yet. It'll go into the cup behind me here, into the trophy. All right, we'll draw out of the trophy for the new divisions. So yeah, I give another 20 seconds, see who else joins. We got Dan here. Who else is tuning in? Hopefully we get some more folks. People are going to be missing out, not knowing what the fuck is going on, as per usual. And that's just last place behavior. Matt, what up? Matt said he's off his last place behavior starting today. He's tuning into all the lives. Matt's saying 2-12, never again. All right, let's get started. So, regular season review. We'll go in, we'll do the regular season review. We will draw our new divisions, and then we'll get into some playoff preview. Maybe we do the draw for divisions last. Save the best for last because that's what's going to get the people going. So, let's start with the 2024 season recap. All right, but before we do that, and you know what? We don't need to do that. Yeah, we'll do this. Let's quickly look at our playoff bracket, okay? Because some of my data here has ties to the playoffs. So our playoff bracket for 2024. Here's who's in the fight to win the championship. Number 1 seed Tanner facing off against the 8 seed Logan. We got the number 4 seed Parker facing off against the 5 seed Mason. We got the number 3 seed Shane facing off against the number 6 seed Dan. And we got the number 2 seed Joe facing off against the number 7 seed Mike. As far as who's in it that has never won, Mason has never won. Dan has never won. Shane has never won. Mike has never won. Joe has never won. So 5 out of our 8 teams fighting have never won a championship. So potential for us to have a first-time winner this year. All right. Now, a regular season review. Most wins is Tanner with 11 wins. Tanner had 11 wins. He hung on early, got through a bunch of injuries, got a lot of lucky wins. But obviously, team got healthy and he just continued to win. So good job by Tanner this year. Most losses is a tie between Matt and Tom with 12. 12 losses, 14 regular season games. They were 2-12, both of them. Both of them are in the same division. Yikes. Good for Shane. The most points for Mason, 1,798.12, which is 128.44 points per game. Mason, hell of a year. I believe you're going to have $80 coming your way for being the highest scorer on the season. Or 60, I don't know what it is. I have it written down somewhere. But congrats to Mason on being the highest scoring team overall. The lowest points for is Tom with 1,114.8, which is 79.63 points per game. That's gross. Tom, got to do better next year, bud. Most points against, 1,540 is Corey, which is 110 points against per game for Corey, most points against. And then the lowest points against is Shane with 1,216.48, which comes out to 86.89 points per game. I mean, it helps when you have Matt and Tom in your division. That's definitely going to contribute to the least points against. Longest win streak, Tanner, which is currently ongoing, has an 8-game win streak currently. So Tanner with the longest win streak of the year, which is currently ongoing at 8. The best divisional records, We had a three-way tie between myself, Shane, and Tanner. We all went 5-1 against our division. So great job cleaning up against your division. Worst divisional records, Matt was 1-5 against his division, and there's 6 others tied at 2-4. I ain't gonna list off 6 names. Most points in a game this year goes to Shane, which was just this past week, 175.88 points. Congrats, Shane. That's a lot of points from one game. The record is Matt with 206.42 in a single game. Since we turned to 16 teams. The least points in a game this year was Kevin, which was week 7, 27.34 points in the game. 27.34 points in a single game. Kevin, week 7. Talked a lot of shit this year, didn't back shit up. And that seems to be your MO. So maybe try and change it next year. Let that girl you're talking to, maybe let her get involved. She might do a better job than you. I got a feeling. We'll stay on the topic of winners and scoring. So your highest score winners. So we only had 7 different people win high score this year. So only 7 out of 16. Here's your high score winners this year. These are the only 3 people that won it multiple times. Everybody else won it once. So Mason won high score 5 times this year. 5 times. Shane won it 3. Tanner won it 2. And we had a couple others win it 1 time. Top 5 most moves. Actually, before we get into moves, let's keep going with the scoring stuff. The lowest points for a playoff team is Joe. Joe has 1,375.6 points, which is 98.26 points per game. To put that into consideration, he has 20 less total points than me. I missed the playoffs. I was 7-7. He was 10-4. So keep that in mind. Most points for a non-playoff team, Corey, 1,512. 108, which is the 3rd highest scoring team in the league. Corey actually, on average, lost his game 110 to 108 every week. Just some bad luck for Corey. Also, his team kind of fell apart at the end. But still finished with the 3rd most points. And then the worst record for a playoff team is Landon at 7-7. Congrats. You got in by the hair on your balls. If there is any, I don't know if there is, but if there's one, that's how much you got in by. Luckiest fucking season I've ever seen for a shit team. Anyway, no offense. Top 5 most moves. No surprise here. I had the most. This is trades I had 65. Matt was in 2nd with 39. Mason was 3rd with 34. Shane in 4th with 30. And Kevin in 5th with 29. That's a surprise. Your top 5 traders. JT number 1 with 25. Nick number 2 with 21. Shane number 3 with 20. Landon number 4 with 18. And then Logan and Matt were tied with 12 trades apiece. Now your top 5 least amount of moves. No surprises here. We'll work in reverse order. We'll see if you guys can get this right. So coming in 5th was Joey and Mike, both tied with 17 moves. That's it. Logan in 4th with 14 moves. Corey in 3rd with 10 moves. Tim in 2nd with 9 moves. And your least amount of moves this year was Pizzo with 5. No surprise there. I think he's a repeat winner. Then your bottom 5 traders. This is where it gets real funny. Pizzo made 5 moves this year. Pizzo made 4 trades. Think about that. That means he made 1 ad. I believe that 1 ad was Jameis Winston. Anyhow, so your bottom 5 traders, Dan and Corey both had 9 trades. Tim was in 4th with 7. Joe was in 3rd with 6. Tom was in 2nd with 5. And Pizzo was in 1st with 4 trades. Yikes. So that's your regular season in review. You recap there. I'd like to do a little something and power rank our playoff teams. Now, again, these are my opinions, nobody else's. I mean, you might share the opinions. but these are my current power rankings headed into the playoffs, factoring in several things such as injuries, roster, obviously. So I want to power rank. Oh, moves don't include trades. Oh, did not know that, Shane. Thanks for that heads up. Should have dropped that in the chat. Let me know you were watching. So I retract what I said about Pizzo. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, Dan, you're spot on, bud. All right, here we'll work backwards in the power rankings. We'll work 8 to 1. We're gonna start with number 8, and that's gonna be our 8 seed Logan. Logan is my 8th in the power rankings. You ain't getting 46 or 50 or whatever it is from Sam Darnold every week. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a quick exit. Thanks for coming out, kind of thing. Number 7 is Dan. Again, Dan in a great situation, really cool. He sold, made the playoffs, had a 10-4 record. He still got some really dynamic running backs. Jackson Smith-Njigba's price keeps raising, but I don't think Dan's going to complain about that because at the same time, Jaden Reed's price is going down. JSN is number 8 receiver right now, so Dan's got the pieces to pull off an upset potentially and have some fun here. Ooh, there's some news on Chris Olave. What's that? Is he going to play? I mean, who's going to throw it to him? Okay, yeah, so he's not coming back anytime soon. All right, so then number 6, we've got Joe. Joe's got some really good running backs. I'll pull up his team. Joe's got some good running backs, obviously, with Kamara and Bijan. I have to downgrade Kamara a little bit now. He's got a great matchup this week against Washington, but Kamara, no Derek Carr, no wide receivers, no Taysom Hill. That team is just an absolute wreck. I see teams just coming after him. Jordan Love has been wishy-washy all year. Ladd McConkey's banged up. Jerry Jeudy has been electric. I'll give him that one. And then whoever he puts at his flex is a question mark. He was confident in Kareem Hunt going into the playoffs. He said it multiple times. I tried trading with him, bolstering his flex. But it looks like Kareem Hunt looks like I was pretty right about that. I think Joey, I'd have to go back and I could probably pull the quotes about something about a significant role. They're going to alternate. He's still going to get all the touchdowns, something like that. Yeah, I mean, the last 2 games, he's got 12 carries for 31 yards. He's averaging 2.5 yards a carry. He's got 1 catch, or he's got 3 catches for 13 yards. Yeah, you could probably just cut him now, Joe. You're honest to God, you're better off starting Jaleel McLaughlin in the flex. And he actually looked good his last game. That's not a knock. Anyways, number 5, moving on, we got Landon. Number 5 couldn't beat me this week. Not the momentum you want going into the playoffs. So you couldn't beat me. He's lucky that Logan won. Let's see what Landon's got looking to come in and defend his title. Obviously, if you have Lamar, you have a chance. Rachaad White's got a tough game against the Chargers. Rachaad White only had all those points this past week because the Buccaneers played everybody and had Bucky Irving play like 2 downs. But yeah, Marvin Harrison's up and down. He's a fucking roller coaster. Travis Etienne's a bum. Looks like Tank Bigsby is the back there. I don't. Who the fuck makes the? There needs to be an investigation into who makes the projections for ESPN. I mean, Travis Etienne last week was projected for 11.5. Like I said, he hadn't had 11. His last 3-4 games combined equaled 11. Last week, he goes 4 carries for 20 yards, 4 receptions for 50 yards for 7 total points against a good Tennessee defense. Tank Bigsby had like 15 plus carries. Etienne is projected for 9.3 points this week. Like, where are you pulling this number? He's got 65 points on the entire fucking season. What? Whatever. ESPN sucks. So I don't know what the fuck they're thinking with Etienne. looking at Landon's team, yeah, he's 5th. Number 4, we got Mike. Mike made some excellent moves at the end at the trade deadline. He's got 3 stud running backs. Well, really 2 stud running backs and then a really good third in his flex. Bo Nix is back off the bye. Amari Cooper, Cortland Sutton, Justin Jefferson, and Njoku's got it going on. Steelers defense this week against Philly. Actually, that might not be bad. Philly can't pass. So, number 3, we got Tanner. This might be a surprise that number 3 is Tanner for me. Obviously losing CMC is a big one. Is a big loss. Breece Hall is banged up. Breece Hall is banged up. That team also is going nowhere fast. I don't think they're going to shut him down. They said they're not going to shut him down, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them limit him in a season that they can't win anything, and kind of look forward to next year. Deebo Samuel's been awful. He tweeted out that he hasn't lost a step, that he's just not getting the ball. He actually is second on the team in touches with 72, but he also leads the team in drops. Also, a lot of bad fucking tape. I'm telling you, I watch every Niners game. I watch a lot of the tape review. I went to a game live. When Brock Purdy breaks the pocket, nobody loves to stand around more than Deebo Samuel. He just fucking stands there. When the quarterback breaks the pocket, you got to get open. And a lot of the 49ers, the only person on the 49ers that doesn't stand still is George Kittle. And that's why George Kittle gets rewarded when Brock breaks the pocket. And that's why George Kittle always is getting open, because he keeps moving. Deebo Samuel should fucking watch the tape, because right now he's not, because he's putting out bad tape. Guaranteed. Tanner starting Zay Flowers in the flex. That's not horrible. Cardinals defense looked like shit this past weekend, but they've had decent games. So, yeah, Tanner with no Breece Hall. Braylon Allen, obviously, he's going to start if Breece Hall is out. But they like that Izzy Davis guy. I wouldn't be surprised if Tanner's got a claim in on him, but he's got no money, so someone will probably cockblock Tanner on that. Number 2, here's the surprise. Number 2, and this will also reveal number 1. My number 2 power ranking going into the playoffs is Mason. Mason, all these top 3 teams have a weakness. Obviously, Tanner's lost Christian McCaffrey. Breece Hall is banged up. That's Tanner's weakness right now. Then you look at Mason's team. I think Mason's biggest weakness right now is his receivers. A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are beefing big time. A.J. Brown in his last 2 games, he's not getting a ton of volume. The Eagles are only averaging 180 pass yards per game. That's not very good. A.J. Brown has been solid, not great. He's got, in his last 3 games, he only has 1 double-digit week. His last 4, he only has 1. Last 5, he has 2. That was against Dallas. Then you go to Jacksonville, he only had 3 points. Against Cincinnati, he only had 8. So A.J. Brown has not been great. Mike Evans has a tough game against the Chargers. Baker's banged up. But Mike Evans is trying to ball and get that 1,000-yard season. We all know that. Xavier Worthy stinks. I know he's got him in for George Pickens right now, but George Pickens is banged up with a tough matchup against Philly. But Pickens has been very good. He's been solid, very solid with Russell Wilson. So that's the biggest weakness for me looking at his team. Looking at Mason's team. And then my number 1 team, I think right now, is Shane. Shane's team is clicking on all cylinders right now. Josh Allen has been putting up big numbers, whether it be in a snowstorm, whether it be in fucking LA. He's putting up huge numbers. They want that 1 seed in the AFC. They're going for it. Chase Brown has been like RB3 since he took over as the RB1 in Cincinnati. Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks is gone. That offense has been looking a lot more dynamic now. He's been excellent. Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins offense seems to be back. Tyreek Hill has had 19.6 points this past week, 14.3 the week before. He had a 4.8 dud against New England, but the week before that he had 12. 2 weeks before that he had 8 and 8. So Tyreek Hill is trending up at the right time, and he plays a very bad Houston defense. Drake London playing against Las Vegas. he might. I mean, he's been consistent all year. You like to see the touchdowns come back around that he was getting early in the year. But his schedule is Vegas, Giants, Washington. That's excellent. Puka is, phenomenal. We know that. He's, god damn. His last 4 games are 31, 12, 13, 20, 10. Last 5 games. Puka's a stud. His biggest weakness is his tight end, which is Will Dissly. Will Dissly was banged up in this last game. Shane definitely kicking himself in the butt for not getting Njoku or getting a tight end at the deadline. I know that for a fact. I talked to him. James Conner just had a really good game against Seattle. Again, another team with a nice light schedule for him. He plays New England, Carolina, and the Rams. All 3 very cushy rush defenses. He's got the Jets playing against Jacksonville this weekend. On his bench, he's got excellent depth with Waddle and Pittman. He's got the Lions defense. Like I said, his biggest weakness is his tight end. And that's not a bad weakness to have. Tight ends most of the time, even your good ones, are a flip of the coin. So I think that's why Shane's my number 1 right now in my power rankings heading into the playoffs. All right, let's do a little preview. Let's look at these matchups. Let's look at the matchups. Round 1. All right, we've got the 1 versus 8 Tanner versus Logan. Tanner opens up as the favorite, 126 to 109, looking like a 17-point favorite. Let's look at the matchup and the project. Oh, ESPN's gonna do these fucking commercials again. All right, here we go. Jalen Hurts against Pittsburgh. Sam Darnold against Chicago. Darnold might let that up. Although the Niners lit the Bears up, the Bears did come into that game like 6th against the pass. So he's got Breece Hall against Jacksonville, which again I don't like because Breece Hall is banged up. James Cook against Detroit. He's got Saquon against Pittsburgh. Logan's got Rico against Carolina. That's a nice matchup. Devontae against Jacksonville. Debo against the Rams. Jamar Chase against Tennessee. Key Downing against the Chargers. Zay against the Giants. I don't think Logan's team is that good. Could he upset? Absolutely. If you look at his team's average points per game, they're averaging 112. He's projected for 109. Tanner's projected for 126. I'm going to pick Tanner to win that game. No doubt. Then we look at the other game in that bracket. Look at the other game in that bracket. That's going to be Mason and Landon. Landon wanted Mason. He got him. He got him all right. So here we go. Let's see. Lamar plays the Giants. That's going to be a big one. Joe Burrow plays Tennessee. Joe Burrow's been on an absolute heater. Joe's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially locked in 5 straight games of 30 plus. He's got Derrick Henry. Mason's got Derrick Henry against the Giants. That's a great matchup. Josh Jacobs against Seattle, a good matchup. Landon's got Pollard against Cincinnati. That's a great matchup. Rashad White against the Chargers is no bueno. Terry McLaurin against New Orleans. A.J. Brown against Pitt, but I talked about the problems there. They're going to try to get him going. We'll see how that goes. Mike Evans against the Chargers is a tough matchup, but Mike Evans is a dog. Neighbors against Baltimore I'm sure he'll have a okay day, but that offense is just awful. Marvin Harrison against New England. I'm sure that Christian Gonzalez will put the clamps on him. Joe Mixon against Miami. He will tear them apart. George Kittle against the Rams. He usually does well. ETN. Yeah, right now Mason is projected for 133. Landon's projected for 115. Mason's team averages are 145. Landon's are 114. I'm picking Mason here to win this game. To advance. And then let's see here. Let's look at go back to the bracket. Dan and Shane. I think this is going to be the end of the line for Dan. Shane. Yeah, Shane pretty much wins every position. He's projected to win 123 to 99. I think that's going to uphold there. I'm not going to go through all these. Valiant effort by Dan this year. Great job. Westbrook Akine came back to earth. Got some really good keepers heading into next year for Dan. So then we look at the other matchup, which is Joey and Mike. Mike is projected to win every position except for it's close at the running backs and then one of the wide receiver spots. Gibbs against Buffalo, Taylor against Denver, Bo Nix, Steelers D, Swift, Njoku, Jefferson. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Dan here to win this game. Or I'm sorry, Mike to advance. Mike's projected to win 114.5 to 103. I think Mike is would be technically an upset on paper because of the seeding. I think Mike wins. That's the only upset technically of the week. All right, and now the moment you've all been waiting for. Divisions. All right. Blank piece. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out the 4 teams, each get their own, and then the 4 divisions. So we'll go back and I'll confirm, read it aloud as I write it down. The 4 losers of the divisions are Tom, Logan, Pizzo, and Kevin. So we've got Tom. Okay. I'm not going to fold them up yet. We've got Pizzo. I'll let you. Pizzo. Kevin. And Logan. We've got 4 divisions. We've got the East. We've got the West. We've got the North. And we've got the South. So what I'll do is I'm going to fold these up first. I'm going to fold the divisions first. I'll pull the division out of the hat. And I will put the names in based off the division, because obviously I'm not going to put in a team that's leaving the division. I'm not going to put it in there to draw the same team back. All right. So divisions going first. It's empty, as you can see. 4 divisions going in. Okay. Looking at you, you can see my eyes. Here, I'll put it here. You can see. Okay, here we go. First division is going to be East. The East division, which is Shane's division. Okay, so I'm going to take out the other ones. Take out the other divisions. And we are going to put in Logan. Kevin. Pizzo. Tom is not in this one because Tom cannot be drawn back into the same division. Pizzo. Okay, here we go. Let's mix them up. Okay, so let me write this down. I haven't pulled it yet, but I'm going to get ready. New 2025 East. Added to the East Division. Added to the East Division in 2025 is... you lucky motherfuckers. Pizzo. Pizzo gets added to the East in 2025. Wow. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit, huh? All right. Put the divisions back in. Shane, you watching? All right, next division up is the South. The South, that's my division. That's my division, is the South. All right, let's take these two out. So the South, let's see who is going to join the South. It could be Tom, it could be Logan, or it could be Kevin. All right, come on, I'm hoping for Kev. We'll take Pizzo out, put Kevin in. That's what we want. That's what we want, man. All right, here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth. I'll take Tom. He kind of sucks, I think. All right, here we go. Oh, Logan. Logan joining the South. Logan joining the South. Which leaves just the West and the North. Which means that this does not have to be drawn. Because Kevin cannot return to the North. Kevin is going to the West. Kevin will go to the West to join Dan and Mason and Joe. And going to the North is Tim. Or I'm sorry, is Tom. So Tom will join the North to join his boy Tanner and Mike and Tim. So those are your people. So again, Pizzo's joining the East, so it'll be Shane, Nick, Matt, and Pizzo. And the West, it'll be Joey, Mason, Dan, and Kevin. In the North, it'll be Tanner, Mike, Tim, and Tom. And in the South, it'll be me, Landon, Corey, and Logan. Very nice. Very nice. All right, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed the division drawing, the preview, the season recap. We'll go live again. After this first round. Good luck this weekend, fellas. Great job, great season, everybody. Well, not everybody, but most everybody. Great season. It was a lot of fun. We'll see if we can get a first-time winner, get your name on the trophy for the first time. We'll see. We will see. All right. Take care, y'all.